this is the song Story of the Cross by Rend Collective. I've spent a considerable amount of time trying to figure out how to translate it to our worship band in our context. We don't have banjos, we don't have cool homemade instruments, we don't have mandolins, but we do have guitar and we do have piano. So we're going to try to make this work. Anyways, here's what I've come up with, and maybe it'll help you. So I'm playing this in the key of C, as is on the recording, and I'm using a little bit of palm mute just to isolate these kind of that A string and that D string. The intro that I'm playing just goes something like this. So it just has these little hammer-ons. So it starts on a C on that A string, and then hammer on. So I do it down, down, up, down. So it sounds like this. And then same picking pattern, down, down, up, down, but I'm hammering on with my middle finger to my ring finger on that D string. So all together it sounds like this. This is the story of the cross. And I continue that pattern because it kind of just helps keep the tempo, and it gives the character that we want, right? That hammer on, those little guitar intricacies that really help carry this song. So again from the start. This is the story of the cross. The Father loved us oh so much, that when we did our very worst, Jesus gave his very best, and he died for all of us. Okay, so there, what are we doing? I'm just basically doing this. That syncopated rhythm. And then for the A minor, I'm just doing that two-fingered A minor and hammering on the D string. Okay, the G over B, I'm not doing the whole chord, I'm just doing that note, just as a walk down. And when we did our C, F, and this F I'm choosing to play as thumb over, and then ring finger on C, pinky finger on F, ring finger or middle finger. This is a difficult chord to describe. It's basically a C, then I add in the pinky to make it an F. I move down my middle finger to make that an F. It's kind of an F major 7, and then I add the thumb in. And I'm not really playing that E string to that major 7. I'm kind of just playing the first 5 strings here. So that he gave, where are we? There he, when we did our very worst, Jesus gave his very best. Now I like that F as opposed to a bar chord F because it's just a little easier to get to, or even this F, which just sounds kind of thin. If we're already down here on a C, that gives us a nice bassy tone. I'm really only playing the first 3 or 4 strings. We're just getting the tonality. Jesus gave his very best. For G, I'm just doing 2 fingers right here, that one and that one. And he died, and of course, I'm muting that A string with my ring finger. And he died for all of us. Moving a little faster. This is the story of the cross. We were broken, we were lost. So then you built a bridge to us, took our hand, led us across. Oh, I'll never know the cost. If I said thank you a million times, it's not enough. But I'll sing praises for all my life, 'cause I'm in love with you. Okay, so that D minor 7 is just the this ring finger on the G string on the 2nd fret, and then you bar these two on the 1st fret. So, and that chord you really only play the bottom 4 strings here. I said thank you a million. E minor, that same F is not enough. And I like to bring those 3 out and then go back to the muted. But I'll sing praises for all my life, 'cause I'm in love with you. Now, the strumming here, it goes to kind of this boom chuck. At least that's what I hear on the recording. So I try to change up my strum at that point. Oh, amazing grace. Oh, you took my place. Oh, now I am changed by your mercy, your kindness. This is the story of the cross. The meaning of the cross. That's basically the whole song. Let me show you what I'm doing on that boom chuck. There is a chorus 2 and another verse, but that's essentially all the stuff we've done before, just repeating itself. But here's that chorus. So for that, I'm using a little bit more of an open F. So that is, again, you take it like a C. We're going to put in the thumb. I'm actually going to take the middle finger out, and I'm going to put my pinky finger down on this G. So it's kind of like an F2. Very open chord, really nice for a big part of a song. And I am muting this D string just because it doesn't fit in the chord. So I could try to force it to be something, or I could just mute it. And I'm doing that with my ring finger. It just kind of conveniently sits on that. Very nice chord, easy to get to. 4 fingers. Okay. Where were we? Oh, boom, chuck. So we start with the bass note. And I've chosen to leave that G in there. You don't have to. It just gives a nice kind of high-end ring to the chorus. Place, oh, C over E, G, F. Notice when I go to this C, I leave my thumb up here to mute the E string. If I don't want it to be a C over E, I don't want that note ringing out, so I leave my thumb up there. So all you're hearing now is that C at the bass, which is what you want for a C chord. By your mercy, your kindness. Now that G is great to diamond out on, and by diamond I mean hit it and hold it, because if I play through it, this is the story of the cross. I got to figure out how to get out of this big strum. What the diamond does is it gives a nice break. This is the story of the cross. And I like the diamond right there as well because it gets us into the verse. All right, some tips and tricks on how to play Rend Collective's Story on the Cross on the acoustic guitar. Hope this was helpful, and hope you were able to learn it and play it well.